Alright, we are live.
Well, that's weird. I've never seen that before.
Never seen what before.
Interesting. It's in the combat tracker. There's this fuzzy line. Through my combat tracker. Is it there on your guys's too?
Like in between the characters, or?
Well, I mean, you'll see it's like a bar of it's like pixels that are not synced correctly.
I don't see anything strange.
Same.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did that wrong. Crap. I remember now.
Okay.
I forgot you have to load these up in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I go to party sheet. Okay, and so what I do is I have to pull you guys into the party sheet first. And then from the party sheet, I pull you into the combat tracker. From order. Right? No, okay. That's wrong. Oh, no, maybe I do it that way then. Okay, Tristan. Or,
Yes.
no, never mind, Dialogue. Why do you have 5 temporary hit points, Dialogue?
I think that was from the bear.
Okay, well, I just deleted it.
I think I well, I don't know. I think I had 5 hit points left. I don't remember. No idea.
Oh, that's the entrance. Okay. I was trying to figure out where the entrance of this was. Very good. Did you say we are live?
Mm-hmm.
So there's two updates I want to give you. So the first one is this: I failed to have this encounter when we first started. As you were leaving the town, you remember over your journeys this instance happening. Both of you remember this. A young man walks up to you, limping heavily on his bandaged leg. He says, "I hear that you intend to follow the raiders and see where they've gone. I'd like nothing better than to come with you, but in this condition, I'd slow you down. In the midst of this tragedy, there's no reason you would have heard about the fate of my master, Laosin Erlanthar, but it's important you know. He is a monk from Burdus. He disappeared last night after we fought a particularly savage battle against raiders. A few others and I fought our way to the keep barely. Laosin didn't make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but all we found was his broken staff and this choker, which he always wore. My name is Nessim Waladra. Laosin has been investigating these raiders for months. I fear that he might have tried to infiltrate their group when they retreated, or worse, was captured and carried away as a prisoner. No one understands these bandits better than he does, and his knowledge will be invaluable against them. When you find their camp, please look for any sign that Laosin is there. One of my brothers has already departed for Birddusk to bring back help, but it will be many days before he arrives. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend." So Nisa wants you to find his master, and his suspicion is that he's at the camp of the raiders. So now, as your recollections brought you back to the beginning of this day, which is going to be set. Here we go. Oh, I guess it's already set for day. You notice that you guys had left the night before, and you've been following this trail. You came across a camp of kobolds and humans cooking a hen, and you destroyed them. I think you can say you defeated them. I can't really say you killed them. Is more like you decimated.
Pretty
And and Dialogue pretty much made a red mist of the guard, the rear guard. So,
while we were running after his ass.
Yeah, he was essentially that, like those horror movies where the monster gets everybody. Even as they run away, he got them. He was very close to being inside of the camp, but as luck would have it, and as his berry skills had it, he was able to keep the rear guard from making contact back with the camp. And so now, as you're here, you notice searching through all of the belongings. This. Oh, I have to do the sheet, don't I? Inventory. Here we go. You have 6 cultist outfits and 6 cultist spheres. Now you can take, divvy up, or even just discard however you prefer these items. As Luna's not here, we're just going to have her laying low, resting her wounds. She went back to the camp where the hens were, so she's enjoying roasted hen. You have to go into the party sheet under inventory to see where those parcels are.
Mm-hmm.
Sirius, is that how you say it?
I'm pretty sure it's more plainly pronounced Sirius.
Sirius? Okay, that's fine. Whatever you prefer.
Thanks. Yeah. Gonna give me a little hand in setting up the
Sure,
whole class thing.
absolutely. So choose your race first.
Okay, I had
Serious.
right.
Oh, I have to ask. Those 6 numbers, did you use as your base 14, 3, 9, 16, and 13?
I think so.
Okay. Well, because I don't see. I see a 14, a 13. Oh, there it is. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. Yep. Okay, cool. You did use those. I don't know where I was looking. I didn't see what I thought I saw. Okay. So, whatever race you want to be, when you click over races shield and it pops up with that menu, all you have to do is drag and drop that shield over into your race category, and it will automatically add the modifiers into your abilities. It will automatically ask you for certain skills if it lets you do that, and it will fill in
Okay.
some of your other sheet. It's a lot nicer than doing it by hand.
Oh yeah, geez, that's so.
Yeah.
All right, that's a lot easier than I was gonna make it to myself.
Yeah, and if you decided to be like a human, you can do human or human variant. The difference is I think the human variant gives you,
gives
it
you
allows you to choose your ability increases at the beginning. Yeah,
and also gives you a feat right off the bat as well.
and we're allowing that for this one. You don't have to be human. You can be whatever you want.
It can be an elf, dwarf,
Orc, gnome, dragonborn, whatever.
you can be a
I
tiefling.
actually had a.
And if Leprechaun had, what's the one book you have with the tiefling variants?
Yeah, I don't have
I
it,
don't
so he
know.
won't have access to it.
Yeah, but
So.
you can be a tiefling, halfling, half orc, half elf, gnome.
Did you say you had one in mind?
Yeah. So I just kind of drag that and drip it there.
There you go, half elf.
That's cool. Oh yeah, they added a things to choose from. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on the shield now in your character sheet for half elf, it'll pop up with a description. So it should have increased your charisma by 2, and it says 2
Yeah.
other ability scores of your choice by 1. So now we have to see if it actually did that. Did your charisma increase by 2? It did.
Yes. It doesn't have It doesn't have a modifier on it now. So yeah,
Yep,
it went.
that's good. And it looks like the rest of your numbers stayed the same. So you need to pick 2 additional ability scores, not charisma, and increase them by 1.
I just kind of checkbox those.
You just hover over, and then once it highlights it, and then change the number. So what 2 did you want to increase?
On wisdom and intelligence. So I went with the insight and religion, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
You're choosing skills right now. No.
Oh, yes.
As modify ability scores.
Now I have the ability scores because they had the skills first.
Oh, okay, okay. It popped up with some choose icons or I got you.
Now I'm at the.
Oh, I didn't realize
Now I'm at
it
the
did the wizard like that. So that's cool.
Okay, that.
I'm taking that. What records? What is going on? Only records which you own can be shared. I
Well,
got this feat out of the player's handbook, so something else is going on here.
is it not letting you add it to your character
It's
thing?
not letting me share it in chat.
Yeah, because technically I own it. Just add it to your feats. Spell sniper, is that it?
There it goes.
All right.
Yeah, that's the feat that I took.
Yeah, you have to add it from the player's handbook to your character sheet,
So
and then you can share it from
maybe-
your character sheet to the chat.
Maybe that's why it wouldn't let me. That's what I was wrong earlier with the book or with that module.
Oh, okay. Well, I can reload it, and you can try again. Is there something in Volo's guide that you want?
I think that's why it was doing what it was doing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily have something in mind that I want, but this says that so spell sniper says when you cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll, spell's damage range is doubled.
Right.
Poison spray does not appear to require an attack.
I don't see poison spray on your.
Let me add it to my. I didn't add it. Let me add it.
Yeah, add it to your list. I'm going to go back to helping
There.
Sirius.
Why so
Okay,
serious?
That's it's fine. I just want.
Yeah, it's not an attack. So which
okay.
bolt would
I'll
be?
use chill touch.
Yeah.
No, the spell sniper gives me a cantrip that requires an attack roll, so it has to be a cantrip. And chill touch is the only one I have left that still requires an attack roll. So the other ones are all just actions. So I'll go with chill touch, but poison spray with a 20-foot range would freaking badass.
Okay, you can choose a cantrip from any of the spell lists.
Oh, it doesn't have to be the warlock spell
No,
list?
it does not have to be the warlock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to want to pay attention because it's going to base it off your skill. So I think
Right, I want
sorcerers and warlocks share charisma.
Charisma, yeah.
So it might be smart to do like a sorcerer's one. But you could pull it from the druid or the cleric list or the lizard list as well. So, yeah, it does not have to be from the warlock class.
I think clerics use charisma, don't they?
I don't remember. Anyway, Sirius, you did your ability score increases?
Yes.
Okay. So for your race, you did ability score increase, the skill versatility. You chose 2 skills. Did you add a language?
No, I don't.
Okay, so if you'll see a main tab, skills tab, abilities tab on your character sheet.
You know what time it is?
If you click on abilities, you'll see languages at the bottom, and where it says choice, you can search through the player's handbook and then decide what language you want to speak.
And where is that under in the handbook?
I'm going
if you
to
know?
find it because I remember it being a pain in the butt to find.
That maybe.
There it is. So I'm going to put the reference manual in the chat. Click the reference manual, And then it's going to
I
be
actually have
chapter.
it.
Okay.
I kind of guessed. So
Well, good.
okay, and it's just one of these. Oh, there's exotic languages, other stuff.
Yep.
Sorry for that noise.
You want to keep in mind that your Fey ancestry gives you advantage on saving throws. It may not always add that in there, so just keep in mind that you want to keep that information in the back of your mind for whenever you have to do saving throws.
Okay.
Right. You can determine your gender, age, height, weight, alignment. You can do that later. So once you're done with what you're currently working on in languages, then go and pick your class and drag and drop that up there.
Wish this had a little more information on what these exotic languages actually are.
Yeah, so a language is just essentially what can be spoken inside the game. And so you're just going to use your best guess to figure out, well, is this going to be, am I wasting my thing here, or is this going to be what's going to be available? This is a campaign that's heavy in dragons. So
Well, very.
you might want to consider that.
Hey, you know what? That actually works. That works with what?
So that's going to be draconic if you choose that.
Saves to the sheet. Okay.
Yeah, and all you have to do is just type it in. So
Here, back.
there you go. Wait. Oh,
What do they do?
yeah.
Change that.
Hold on.
Yes.
That's
change
okay.
that.
I'll fix it. And then that one was supposed to be common. It just rearranged it on you, and you didn't see. You actually changed one of your other ones, but that's fine. It's been fixed. So go back to your main tab. You'll see class and level. Pick your class, drag and drop it there, and it'll do the same kind of thing. Cleric. Oh, look at that. You guys needed a healer.
That's
Silly.
good. I'll never have to use the old one's touch again.
Well, you'll have to use it to heal the cleric who's dying. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll
Awesome.
turn into a something else, a zebra next time. Who
So
knows?
You'll have the same kind of cycle through to do for that.
Yeah, I have skills up first. It says.
Yeah. So
Bonus religion, a check on intelligence. Okay.
and while you're doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and look through and give you the starting equipment that it says. Do you prefer? Oh, hang on a second. Can't do that.
Oh man, it's already high. That's already high enough.
We'll do your starting equipment after you choose your background.
All right. Okay, there's those. Divine domain. Okay.
If you want to focus on like health, then that's going to be the life domain.
Okay.
But
yeah,
you don't have to choose that one. Like there's other options. And if you scroll down in the clerics thing, keep going down, it'll say domain. and if you click Divine Domain, it'll give you choices: knowledge, life, light, nature, tempest, trickery, or war. The two most popular are life and trickery. So they each do a different thing. So, and if you scroll all the way at the bottom, it'll actually give you a highlight of what each of those is with its own shield.
Oops.
I personally like the life and the light domain.
The two I'm debating between right now. Both. I mean,
I've played a lot of clerics. So I mean, the light domain is going to be really helpful in dungeon diving and against the undead, but not so much in the healing.
Mhm.
Now, keep in mind, regardless of which class you choose, clerics can burn one of their spells in order to perform healing. So you don't necessarily have to have a particular domain in order to do healing. You can do healing from any of them. It's just a lot easier to do the healing from the life domain because you get bonus spells that do that.
Okay. I'll just keep the life domain.
Okay. Cool.
Safer option for me.
Yep. So what you do is go under your abilities. Oh, there it is. You already did it. You're awesome. Now, it tells you that you have these spells. Bless, Cure Wounds. So before you choose any of your other spells, go down to Actions and drag and drop those spells into your Actions tab. Just the ones that you have access to. So it'll be the two first level ones.
That's what has happened. It didn't have it. It didn't show anything for me, and then
Okay, it changed the display. So in the Actions tab, you'll see down at the bottom, Mode Standard, Display Group. What you'll want to do is just keep cycling through, and eventually you'll see the spells pop back up. There you go. And then change your display summary to. Hang on for a second. I'm just gonna try something. There it goes. Alright. I just dragged and dropped your Bless spell. There's your Cure Wounds. So those are from your domain list. So you always have those.
okay. And what did you say I do with them?
Just drag and drop them into the Actions tab so you don't forget it. Now, your bonus proficiency on life. This is what's cool about this is if you go back to your abilities tab, you'll see features. If you click on that, you can actually put notes next to it. So like the both proficiency bonus for life gives you access to heavy armor. If you don't want to like remember that, you can actually just put like parentheses heavy armor proficiency, and you'll see that it actually added that to your bonus proficiency line. Do you see that in your abilities tab?
If you put it down, I don't see it, but I'll put it in myself.
You don't see it under. No. Hold on. Your top one. It says features, bonus proficiency, parentheses life, comma, or parentheses heavy armor. You don't see that?
Oh, I see it now, and I typed that in. I don't know if you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so you know you're not proficient with heavy armor.
So what's next up on this?
So, choose that. So under spellcasting, you need to read through your spellcasting. Clerics are different in that you know spells, what you can choose from any So you're gonna have to choose. Let's see. Oh, I guess you have to. There it is. Spell slots per spell level. That's what you can use. Where's the freaking spellcasting? Oh, there it is. So if you click on spellcasting, it says at first level you know 3 cantrips of your choice from the cleric spell list. So if you pop open the cleric spell list, the top one there's cantrips. You get to choose 3 of those to know. And cantrips are those spells that you can pretty much use an unlimited amount of times. And so what you'll do is you actually go back down to your actions tab and you'll drag and drop 3 of those over into your actions tab.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
I'll give you a hint. Mending is like one of the best spells ever, and it's hard to duplicate. So you might want to seriously consider that one. The rest are kind of preference things.
Yeah, I'm reading them. Okay, yeah, that's good. And last one I wanted.
Now, I'm just kind of curious. Why are you choosing the cantrip light?
Is it light? Oh, I thought I had fucking.
I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy to utilize, but you have the ability dark. So I wasn't really sure if you wanted that one or what do you think you put up there?
Sacred Flame.
Oh, okay.
Clicking on. I guess I just had a different tab open.
So you did not want light?
No.
Okay. I took light off and I added Sacred Flame, so you get one more. You're the only human. Oh yeah. So, funny. Ooh, going for the divination spell.
So what map are we going to be on?
It depends on what you guys decide to do. If you guys decide to continue toward the camp, then it's going to be the camp.
Okay.
Okay, so you chose your 3 cantrips.
Let's close that.
So I'm sorry, I should ask, have you ever played D&D before? Any edition? Serious?
I am that serious.
No, I didn't hear what you said. I was asking.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Actually, let me adjust my mic settings. I forgot I changed.
That's funny. I'm dead serious. What did you say again?
All right. There we go. I forgot I had mic. I forgot I changed settings.
So is that a yes or no?
I've never.
Oh, never. Okay, very good. Clerics are a little different. They actually have access to all of the first level spells when they can cast the first level spells. The difference is you can only prepare and cast so many of those between a long rest. So what that means is, you go to your spell list after you complete a long rest, and you go, now I want to cast these 3 first level spells. Now you always have access to bless and cure wounds as prepared spells, so you don't have to prepare those as a part of your regular slot. So you get at first level, you get access to 2 prepared first level spells. That doesn't mean you know 2 first level spells. You know all of the first level spells in the cleric list. You can choose any 2 to prepare at your rests. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I'm looking at cleric spells.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's under the level 1 spells. When I go do a long rest, I just choose.
You choose 2 of those to add to prepared spells. And you don't need to choose Cure Wounds again or Bless, because you always have those prepared because of your domain.
Okay.
So in this version of D&D, you can have like 4 first level spells prepared, and you only get 2 first level spell slots. So you can use any of the 2, and you could use the same one twice if you want. In previous versions, they used to disappear after you used them. Not so in this one. So you'll have access to. Now, I wanted to let you know that because we're actually going to be leveling you up 3 more times after we get your background settled. So.
All right. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get... Alright, so background.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do background, and then we'll finish your equipment and stuff. You do not have to do Acolyte, even though that's the one that your class recommends. You can do any of the backgrounds.
Like Soldier, Outlander.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can even... I think there's even one for Merchant.
That's right.
There's even a sailor.
A charlatan cleric.
I see a lot of problems with that.
Or a soldier cleric. You're just pretty much a field medic.
Watch him be a spy cleric.
That joke's on you. I'll be a sailor.
Still, medic. You're a naval medic. Or you can be a pirate.
That's right. That's what I was going to say.
Or you can be a criminal. You kill the person, then you write them, but you leave them unconscious. State calls their stuff, and off you go.
The Sage is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I have open. Just reading through it.
Cleric Gladiator. Oh, that's as cool as that was.
Ah, jeez.
Entertainer. Oh man. Don't choose that one. Don't do entertainer. Essentially, he's going to be a bard.
I mean, I played Bard before, but
Yeah,
it was a very
my
interesting Bard.
condolences. No, they can be okay. I think they get ragged on a little too much. And this version, D&D 5e bards are decent. I wouldn't play it, but there's people that like that.
And I'm guessing chat's filled up for you, since Spear and I are whispering back and forth.
Okay,
No,
there
it's
we
funny. It's not actually showing you whispering back and forth.
Okay, good.
Good. I'm the GM. I should be able to see that crap. No. Yeah, I didn't know that. You can hide things from me, apparently, whispering to each other. Fascinating. Oh, Sage. Okay, very good. Did it give you the prompts again?
Not this time. It just tells me I need to go to languages, I guess.
So, did you have Arcana or History skills checked before?
Game it forced those two.
Yeah, I know. I was just making sure that you didn't have any of those picked before.
No, I did not.
Okay, cool. So you get 2 more languages of your choice. And I'll let you figure that out on your own. And then the equipment there, battle link and stuff. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to add the equipment to your inventory that it says so we can speed it up a little bit. If that's okay with you.
That is absolutely fine.
Awesome. Bottle of ink. Will. Small knife. Letter from dead colleague.
Okay, well.
Set of common clothes. And a belt pouch containing 10 gold pieces. Okay, forgot. Your background, if you go to your notes tab, you have personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws, etc. You can choose, you can fill those in however you prefer, or you can do a random roll generator from the tables that are in your tab right at the bottom. So here they are. I'm just going to drag the shields over. You can click on each of them. See. I think most of the guys just did the random roll. So
Okay. Let's do. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. I just had to roll for a language. I'm not gonna really think it over.
you're just going to do the random roll.
I just sort of self-rolled for a language because I couldn't think of a fifth one. Just too close to choose. All right, so what?
In the chat, you'll see table, sage personality trait, table, sage ideal, table, sage flaw. Sage bond is a I'm used to helping the. Did you want it? Did you want that one?
No, I can, but can I just drag the text in to the sheet?
I did, yeah. You don't want that one though, is what you said, correct?
I just rolled to see. One, because
That's
I was
fine.
curious how it worked. So
Yeah, sure. So if you can roll again, yeah, you just drag and drop sheet.
all right, that's cool.
Did you choose a specialty? Right at the bottom.
Oh yes, it randomized it and just threw researcher on, I believe.
No, researchers its own. Yeah, that's what I thought at first, but research is its own feature.
Hey, Corey.
Yep.
When I use Pact Boon,
Yep.
if I'm using Pact of the Tome,
Yep.
let me grab it so you can see it quick.
Okay.
So Pact of the Tome, goes to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it's the second thing from the bottom. Or, well, the explanation for it is. It says that any cantrip you cast with this feature is considered a Warlock cantrip for you. Does that change the saving throw for it?
Oh, that's the one I came up with. So.
Does that change it to a Charisma saving throw?
Ask the question again.
So, Pact of the Tome
Yep.
allows me to pick 3 cantrips from any
There we go.
class's
That's right.
spell list. So if I cast it as from Pact of the Tome, and it says any cantrip you cast with this feature is considered a Warlock cantrip for you, would it change the saving throw to a Charisma saving throw? So, for example,
Okay. I need to look at your warlock class real fast. So let me pull that up. So, I think it's
like Sacred Flame from the cleric is a dexterity saving throw, but obviously if that's a counter dexterity saving throw, that's pretty shitty for me because I have a -1. Or what would their what would the save have to be?
So if it's considered a warlock cantrip, your spell save is going to be your 8+ proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier. So yeah, it's going to use your pack magic features, not whatever features it had for that specific spell in the book. because
Okay.
this essentially says this wizard spell is now a warlock spell, and as a warlock spell, it adheres to the warlock rules.
So even Sacred Flame from the cleric's list,
Yep.
it says it does a dex save.
Yep. So
But
it'll
it would
be your charisma save.
okay.
All right, I did all. I think I did all. Yeah, Flaw Bond and Ideal are done.
Awesome. You can decide your appearance a little later. Did you go ahead and I'm looking at the wrong sheet. Go ahead and take that stage specialty and roll that, or choose one, whichever you prefer. It does not bother me.
I guess Scribe, but where would I drop that under?
So we'll just put it under features. I'll just go ahead and add. It's really flavor text, and it might affect you a little later on, but it's more going to be choice wise. Gives you access to scribe tools or something. Okay, so your background stuff is done. So now I want to go in and make sure you have all the stuff you're supposed to have as a cleric for your starting gear. And I needed to know, because some of it says you have to have access. So let me pull up weapons.
Okay.
Do you want a warhammer or a mace? Marshall.
Holy, what was that? Oh, that was. Suddenly got really quiet around me.
Okay, never mind. So you don't have proficiency for the warhammer, so you can do the mace. So I'm going to add a mace to your inventory. Do you like scale mail, leather armor, or
Third one, I didn't hear you.
armor? Do you want chain, scale, or leather? So chain mail is going to give you an AC 16. You need a strength score of 13 to wear it. You don't have that. So you're proficient with heavy armor, but you can't wear it. That's hilarious. Scale mail you can do. Or leather armor. So leather armor gives you an AC of 11. It lets you add your dexterity bonus to it. So it'll be a 12. Your scale mail will give you a 14. And it lets you add up to 2 dex, so it'll be a 15. But you get disadvantage on stealth rolls. So if you want the ability to do stealth, you're going to go with a much lower AC. If you want the ability, if you don't care about stealth, then you'll do the scale mail. It'll give you a lot higher defense.
We'll go ahead with scale mail.
Good. It also costs more, so if you decide to do it, just buy that and then sell it. And buy the lower one. So, there's the economics of D&D.
Mhm.
Okay,
Buy
you
and
can
sell.
have a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon. So do you want a crossbow with 20 bolts, or do you want to pick a different weapon?
We'll go with the crossbow. Are there any requirements on it?
Nope.
It's probably somewhere. But then.
Yeah, no, you can do that, and the bolts are under adventuring gear.
Paladins don't get any cantrips.
Nope.
Poor paladins.
Nor do
They get
rangers.
more first level spells right at the beginning.
Yeah, rangers don't have any either.
Okay. Do you want a priest pack, an explorer's pack? Which do you want? A priest pack or an explorer's pack? And before I'm being an a-hole, I'm going to actually read them to you. So pick! Sorry. Wow, that was weird. Your priest pack gives you a backpack, a blanket, 10... Here, I'm sorry. I'll just drag and drop it into the other one. So the explorer's pack is pretty general. But they each have their advantages and disadvantages. Whichever one you want, just let me know and I'll drag and drop. Let's see. You get a shield. And a holy symbol.
Explorer's pack. What I'm going for.
Explorers. Phew.
By the way,
Okay.
I've totally meant to get here sooner.
It's fine. Do you want an amulet, an emblem, or a reliquary for your holy symbol? Here they are.
Let's see.
Essentially, it's flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever I played a cleric, I always went with the one that weighed the least amount. But you can do what you will. Notice that you can affix this thing on a shield as well. So you can get all of its benefits, even if it's affixed to your
But they also stick with the amulet.
amulet.
Not a reliquary though. Why the hell would you ever carry that damn thing around?
2 pounds around your neck.
Reliquaries are like boxes though. They're big. They're not tiny.
So you will have to decide how you're going to use it. If it's going to be held in your hand, worn visibly, or worn on a shield. I added it to there. So now you have all of your... You are now a level 1 character. Now, it's time to make you a level 3 cleric character.
Okay.
Did you want to keep all your levels in cleric, or did you want to do cleric and something?
Do it all in cleric. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
Sorry, I apparently I get to have the dog tonight.
Okay. Whoops, put it all into paladin. You want it all in the cleric, yes?
At least, for now, if I'm just getting level 3.
Okay. I've never seen a cleric paladin build before. It would be interesting, but there you go.
In 5e, I would say go pure, because you get to branch out more later within the class. So
Yeah. So it just added a bunch of stuff to your character. But what I wanted to figure out first was you start with the max hit points right at the beginning. And sometimes it doesn't calculate that correctly. So I want to make sure that it's doing that correctly for you.
Come on, Frodo, you gotta get on the bed, buddy.
So you get a 1d8 per cleric level. At first, you add 8 plus your constitution modifier. So it should have given you 9. Okay. And then for some reason, it just automatically is giving you 8 hit points. Yeah, that's not going to fly. I need you to roll a d8 3 more times. Or you can do a roll of a d8, or you can choose the average of 5. So plus 3. Okay. So 9 plus 4 plus. Do you want to take the average again, or do you want to roll?
We'll just roll again.
Okay. 8. So that's a 9 because we add the 1 for your constitution. Oh, 3. I'm sorry. I'll modify these after. First, second, third. I need one more roll, or choose the average of 7. Oh, you did great. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, 10, and then 3 plus, that's 7. So you are at 39. See? Even better. 39 hit points. Which he had 3 more than Yeah. I don't know why they do that. That was weird. You got a couple more abilities. I'll let you read through those. Your biggest one is going to be, do you want to do a feat or do you want the ability score improvement? Series? Here's the feats.
The ability improvement.
Yeah, okay, that's good. You can increase one of your ability scores by 2 or 2 by 1.
Then up to
So you increase your strength from 9 to 11. Correct? Serious?
Can you?
Okay. Yep,
Alright.
I can hear you. All right. So the only other thing that you need to decide before we begin is you get one more cantrip. Because at level 4, you can have 4 cantrips. There's the cleric spells again. While he's doing that, Gerhardt, are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Dialogue, you good to go?
Close enough.
Did you have a question?
I'm just slogging my way through this because I missed some stuff from level 3 and now I'm level 4, so I had to
Oh, okay.
play catch up.
Oh, that's right.
Resistance to my cantrips, so you know,
Say again?
I've added resistance.
Oh, okay.
Resistance is futile.
Like, I know 5 spells, but I only have 3, so I apparently didn't pick them 3rd level either, so.
Okay. So, we didn't add those to there either. Okay. You get 3rd level life domain spells that we need to add to your list. Oh, I'm sorry. No. You can't cast 3rd level spells yet. Never mind. So you could choose 4 more. I don't remember. Look at your character, your class sheet under spells, spell slots. I'm sorry. I'm misleading you. Under your spell casting ability, it'll tell you how many more spells you could add to your list. So you prepare your list of cleric spells that are available for you to cast, choosing from the cleric spell list. When you do this, choose a number of cleric spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your character level. The spell must be of a level for which you have spell slots. So you get to prepare from the cleric spell list a total of 4 plus your wisdom modifier. So a total of 6 spells. Now that's 6 spells given between 1st and 2nd level because that's what you have spell slots for. Do you understand?
Yeah. So it would just be 4 first level and 2 2nd level?
No. Click on the
Either.
spell casting shield I just dropped down there. so as a cleric, you have access to a pool of spells. And what it's saying under your spellcasting abilities is that you can prepare a number from that entire pool. So your pool is first and second level, right? You can prepare 6 spells from first and second level pool, which means that you can choose if you wanted 1 spell from first level and 5 from second. It would make sense because you only have access to 3 slots that you can use. But you can prepare 6 spells from first and or second level.
Okay,
But once you use the 3 slots, you're done. So if you decide to pick 6 spells from level 2, you can only choose 3 of those. You're wasting 3. So there you go. Hopefully that made more sense.
Yeah, that cleared it up.
Okay, cool. Okay, the only thing you're going to pay particular attention to is your Fey ancestry. Because you can't be put to sleep through magic, and you get advantage on saving throws against being charmed. It's not always going to register that, though, when we're in a fight.
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind. That's on you, because I'm not going to remember. I may not remember. I might, but... Right. So, Sirius, you are actually imprisoned in the camp. And as B-Run as Dylock and Gerhardt come into the camp, they're going to discover you, and you're going to join the party that way. So for this first part, I'm not actually going to have you do anything, and you don't technically have your equipment, but you do have your prepared spells. So I want you to think through while we're doing this first scenario, so you know what you're going to have available once they get to you. Once they get to you, though, if your spells aren't picked, you don't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay. So set it up while they're...
Set it up while they're doing that.
And try to make as much noise, but then again, you don't know you're there, so...
All right. Excuse me.
You're excused.
I went ahead and muted it so I could finish. Wow, Sirius and Dialect have the exact same amount of health.
That's impressive.
Hey, Dialect. Did
Yeah.
you roll for your health? For your 3rd and 4th level?
Well, I was already level 3. But no, it gave me the average.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't roll, and I just took the average.
Okay, then you need to add 4. Because when it gives you the average, it doesn't add a Constitution modifier to it. So your max should be 43.
43.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times I've not done that.
Yeah. I don't know. I know you had 8 twice. So 8 plus your 4. Now, did you just up your Constitution through your ability thing, or no?
Oh no.
What do you mean up
God.
my Constitution? I just raised my maximum by typing in the number.
I mean, your Constitution score, was it always an 18?
Yeah.
Okay. 8 plus 8 plus 4. So I know 24 of your health points was from your first 2 levels, because you had 2
I've
8s.
always taken the average, so
okay,
it's
so
been 8
plus
6.
5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. Yeah, so yeah, you should be at 43.
Okay.
Okay, good. Did you take the average, Tristan?
No. Or
No. Did you roll for your 3rd and 4th levels?
actually, I did take the average. I didn't add my con. And I was level 2.
Plus 5, plus 2, plus 5, plus 2. Okay, so 37 is your max.
Okay.
Did you want to roll for your 4th level instead of taking the 5, or did you want to just take the?
Yeah, I can survive with 37 health.
Okay,
For a
very
while.
good. Well, good to go. Awesome. Okay. What are you guys going to do with? If you look at your party sheet. What are you going to do?
Are the
With,
cultist outfits like torn up or anything?
I think so. I have a decent one on me anyway.
We'll say they're in passable condition.
There may be some bear claw marks on some of them.
And give me a perception check, Dialogue.
There's a sec.
Well, I was asking the question.
Okay.
I thought it would have been me that needed to do the perception.
No, because you have nothing to compare it to. So this is just
He
to
means
your
between the
assumption.
good one that I have versus the bad, or versus these that are in our inventory.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell Dialogue what he notices. So you notice that your outfit is not the same as these outfits that you're finding. So
Not the same as in, like, not from the same cult, or
they're both cult, but they're different. So you notice that yours is more of the fine regalia that you notice when this cult was first being formed. But these outfits look like they have a special place of elevation within the cult.
so they're better.
They're better. Yeah, higher rank, if you will.
Oh,
So that's what you notice with your 17 roll. Gerhardt doesn't have any idea because all
Gerhardt.
he sees is this.
Gerhardt
is the
does
cult's
see me
uniform.
put down my old one and pick up a different one.
Okay. So the question is, are you wearing these uniforms or are you stowing these uniforms?
I was thinking of putting it on and trying to imitate one of the cultists. Or perhaps the soul, or one of them, when they're soldiers or something.
Is there any of these cultist outfits that look like they're higher rank than any of the others? Like, is there like a leader?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to look it up. There is one outfit that looks like it's a higher rank than the others. Now that you're a human, you notice it's from the biggest, baddest person you fought, which is the veteran. His is definitely higher rank than the others.
I'd like that one to take that one, and I would like to spruce it up a bit with my disguise kit.
Good. You can subtract it from there, add it to your inventory, and then put in parentheses veteran rank, rear guard or something. That's gonna be important when you guys get into the camp.
Yeah,
that you're wearing that particular one.
I'll
if you're
grab one
wearing.
of the cult's uniforms as well.
Right.
And will I have to put in rear guard as well?
Yeah, put in rear guard. And you're stowing these or you're wearing these?
I think might as well wear them.
Okay, so you're gonna wear it with dialect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
And I guess we can stow the rest.
Yeah, you can stow the rest of them, or you can put them aside, bury them, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's loading the map. Okay, there we go.
Loading. Please wait.
That's the one. Can't. Just drop that down there. Okay. So how are you approaching the camp? Are you going to follow the path? You going to sneak along the side?
Well, Dialogue knows what's waiting at the end. I don't, so.
I don't necessarily know what's waiting at the end. I just got to the edge of the camp, so.
Yeah, he wasn't far enough where they could see him, which means he couldn't see them.
And it's starting to become midday, I'm guessing.
No, actually, it's the break of the day after.
Okay,
So you guys did not take a rest when you left the other place because you did not want to lose the trail. So when you started this going to the Raiders camp, it was dark, but as you fought through the last encounter, day breaks happen, and so now it is day. It's not midday, but it's morning.
Okay.
So you can see normal and everything. You don't need.
Should we take a short rest or a long rest or something?
That is a good question because I don't remember when the last time we had a rest was. I don't think I have any spells.
Yeah, you don't have any spells.
Long rest then.
Why don't you have any first level spell slots anymore, Dialogue?
It's either first or second. It doesn't distinguish, so I just put it to 2 second level, and that way, if I cast one, I'll check it either way.
So you only have a total of 4 spells slots?
I have 2 from my packed magic, and I have 4. I have 2 from my packed magic and 2 regular spell slots. And they're either first or second level, as far as I understand from the...
Yeah, you're right. Wow, only 2. Okay. Interesting.
I don't remember when the packed magic goes up. But I'll get, at 5th level, I'll get 3 spell slots, and I think then I still have... So actually, like I said, I have 4 spell slots.
Okay, a total of 4 spell slots. All right, that makes sense. Very good.
At least that's how I understand it, anyway.
Yeah, you understand it correctly.
But notice how many cantrips I have.
Yeah, I know you don't see the map because you guys haven't finished deciding what you're doing.
I would.
You should only have 3 cantrips plus your specials.
I have.
So, what, 6?
So I have known cantrips. I know 3 cantrips because I'm level 4. I have 3 plus. I have 3 from the boon. So that's 6, and then I have a feat, which gives me a 7, and I have the other one, which is thaumaturgy by race.
Okay, well, hey, at least you feel like you're useful. So.
I don't think these cantrips are going to be that incredibly useful, at least not in combat, but they could be useful in other ways. So
that's the nice thing about the warlock is you really only need for damage the Eldritch Blast, but everything else becomes versatility.
Well, and right now, because I took Spell Sniper, not only does my Agonizing Blast with Spear do 300 feet, but because I have Spell Sniper, it does 600 feet.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he's basically
Right,
so he's basically doing what a ranger does with his bow and arrow with sharpshooter.
So you guys are on the road. You don't know how close to the camp you are. So I either need you to go around the bend and see, or hide out, however you want to do it. Are you going to walk the road? Are you going to go through the stealth through the woods? Are you going to take camp and rest? And if so, where? So.
Well, since
I still have a question as to whether or not I have any spells. Do I have? Have we? I don't remember when we
you
rested.
used up your. Well, you had.
I
2,
used at least 2 of them.
You had 2 before, so you used up 2 of your 4.
So I'll check 2. All right. Yeah. I think we should go around and see what we can see.
all right.
Okay, on the road, what are you going to do? Stealth it? You're going to walk it?
Well, since we're using uniforms, just walk it normally.
Okay. That's what Gerhard says. Okay, both of you say you're going to walk it normally.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, cool. You go around the bend, and you notice there's an entrance in front of you for the guards camp. What are you going to do? You going to go through it? You going to go in the guards camp? Or what? Yeah, there's guards. Yes, there's this. There's guards.
Like,
how many?
Like a handful?
You're not even in the...
How many can we see at the entrance?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any guards at the entrance.
Can I roll
because
perception?
you're not at the entrance. You see where the entrance is. No, you're not. You're not that close.
Well, if we can see where the entrance is, but we can't see far enough to see any guards, I think that we should go carefully until we can see the guards.
All
right. So you're approaching cautiously, but not too cautiously as to make yourselves look.
We don't want to look suspicious.
Suspicious. Okay.
I just mean we aren't like running toward the entrance.
Give me a deception check, which is based off your charisma modifiers.
Both?
Yep, both.
Well, at least I have a +7.
He's only got a +2, and he's still do better than you. Okay, very good. You walk leisurely toward the camp, raising no suspicions in your mind. And so as you get to the entrance, you do, in fact, see a guard's tower. And you can see kobolds and human cultists walking around, but it doesn't seem to be very organized right now. Like, they're coming in from a long journey, and it doesn't seem like they've really set up the camp for shifts. Does that make sense?
So disorganized, ball of mess, and everything's kind of in.
That's exactly correct. A disorganized ball of mess. Everyone's kind of just walking around and doing their own thing.
I'm guessing it smells pretty fucking bad.
I'm gonna. Gerhardt's going to hear in his mind, act like you belong here, and I'm gonna march right up to the front gate and act like I know I'm supposed to be here, and everyone else around here should know that I'm supposed to be here, and I'm gonna try to walk right through the front gate. And Gerhardt's gonna follow me.
Is Gerhardt going to follow him?
Gerhardt does a little nod and continues on. And just more deception.
What do you say? What do you say?
No, it's the rolls that we just rolled.
Oh, I see. You're gonna count that as your deception check, huh? Well, I have to see if that's the correct check, but if it is, I'll let you do
Well,
it.
the other thing would be sleight of hand. So
I definitely know we're not tapped ass to with a loot on our face right in there. Like we're a great big circus. So
Deception's cares. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, never mind. If characters are wearing Cult of the Dragon regalia taken from the rear guard, the characters have disadvantage on this DC Charisma roll because no one returning to the camp at this time should be in uniform.
what?
You have to take those. You have to roll again and choose the lower roll because you have disadvantage on this. Well, I'll be.
Well,
That's fine. Very good. Yeah. As you walk in, you are just so proud to be there in your uniform.
do I get a
And
salute from the guard?
Everyone else is wrong, and so as several of the cultists look up at you and the kobolds look up at you, you just exude the presence of I am supposed to be here, and damn be you all. And then they just kind of look away, and you're just free to roam in the
Good
camp.
boy.
No one is challenging your authority. So now that we've got that established, I'm going to go ahead and throw you guys in here, in the camp, and show you exactly where you are. Ooh, that's a really small guy. Ooh. So, dang. There we go. I'm going to make him bigger. Woo! Excuse me. I have to remember how to move this guy.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna get a drink.
No, kiddo.
You're going to go drink, huh? Good.
Pass me a bottle of rum.
Okay. Lock token. Token. Oh, cool. Okay, I locked you. Is there anything else you guys are doing right now? Like when you get into the camp?
Well, Gerhardt's just looking around trying to gauge up the place. Like, he's just looking back and forth at the disarray and trying to eye certain areas.
Alright, the share sheet.
Should I roll a perception check to see what
Yeah, hang on. It's let me know when you see the map. Uh-oh. Okay. You should be able to see something in front of you, even if you can't see the
Well, I
details.
see my characters. My characters,
Good,
I
okay.
just don't see the map yet.
Yep.
It is.
I know. I have to remember how to
Oh.
Do you remember how to
Something's happening.
enter the mask mode and to start clearing it out? Oh, there we go. Enter
Right.
mask mode. There we go.
You right click and click on the little mask icon.
Damn, this place is big.
There we go.
And
Yeah, it's hustling and bustling, and you guys got here. It's just like no one's really very organized. And so you could pretty much do whatever you want, and you notice no one's going to really bother you.
When I
So.
when I got this guy's armor,
Mhm.
was there any moniker on any of it, any piece of it, to label it as his?
No, they don't. They don't have. They don't have
I don't
regalia
mean,
to
like-
label identity.
I don't
It's
mean
only
like
rank.
I don't mean for outward. I mean so that he knew that it was his. So like if the washerwomen were washing his armor or his clothes, they would know that it was his. So it wouldn't be something that shows. I'm just saying, was there any kind of
No,
like
No.
initials or anything?
no.
There's no way for me to identify who this guy was. Did he have any papers on him?
Okay, yeah. There's no way to identify who that guy was, or for them to be able to identify who he was. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, if he came from this camp, I was wondering if I could find his belongings by finding out who he was. But if he didn't have anything on him that lets me know any of that.
So, you rolled decent back when you noticed the uniform. You noticed that with these uniforms, they generally only signify rank and status, and so you had taken the uniform off of the rear guard. So you noted that he is a part of the rear guard. You also noticed that he was the leader of the rear guard. Here's the thing about the rear guard. You killed them all.
Right.
So there's no one to be able to identify in this camp who the rear guard was other than their uniform and then their rank.
What I meant though is there any way to find out where the rear guard's buildings and huts and stuff would be based off of their gear?
Oh, I see.
wouldn't there be like a banner that would signify which detachment you were?
Sure, let me take a look at this.
At least that's how it is. Like in medieval, you'd have a flag of your fiefdom to signify which detachment of the
Right.
king's army you were a part of.
Nope, I agree. It does actually give me quite a few details about the layout of the camp and kind of where people are stationed. So, if there's no banners, you're going to have to learn that on your own. So, if there's no banners to figure out where they're staying, how are you going to figure that out?
What I
Are you
what I
just
meant.
gonna,
Well,
are you going
that
to
was,
sit around
that's
and
what
do
I-
some observations?
That's what I was more asking was, is there any, so there's a rear guard insignia on the armor, but there's nothing around the camp that may signify that that's where the rear guard was at. From what we can see, that's what I'm asking.
Like,
so I
hey.
mean, if there isn't, there isn't. I
Mhm.
was just asking.
It's like, hey, this is the emblem on my patch of the rear guard. There's a tent with rear guard emblem, same as my cuffle.
or a
on my
flag
ship.
above the tent that has the same colors or something like that. Because if there is, my goal would be to just march over to that tent.
Yeah. Sure. Love was that? I had to see my book. So 1.
Oh, I see Deli Squad.
Yeah, I guess that would be a good thing to
Okay. Okay. So now I see on mine. Here you go. You notice as you go in, obviously there's clumps of tents everywhere, and where you're currently at, near the entrance in the guard tower, it clearly looks like these tents would not be suitable for human habitation.
They're cobalt tents.
They're wooden. They have bone poles. They're covered in hide, mud, and sod. And the diameters are like 10 to 25 feet, and they're only about 5 to 10 feet in height, where you're currently at. And they're crudely built, and these are decorated with animal skulls. That's what you can see.
So I would like to continue my prideful march into the camp further and look
Okay.
for the human quarter.
That's fine.
Hut is going to still look
And I-
around it and see if there's anything out of place from the rest of the camp.
And I'm actively looking with the perception roll of
Do you see
22.
this this darker line? That's the actual
That's
path.
the path. Okay,
Yeah.
so you want us to move our characters?
Are you going to move along the path? How?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So this is the direction and stuff you're going to be walking, and that's fine. This is a huge camp.
I see that.
So I'm going to be scrolling out just to give you an idea of. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm in mask mode, so. Loading.
I don't think. Oh.
you go.
For some reason, my icon is shrunk.
Yeah, it's because I zoomed out. That's the scale.
But Gerhardt's is larger than mine. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, hang on a sec. It's loading.
It doesn't matter to me. I just was wondering why mine was tiny.
Yeah, why is Gerhardt's is this too big?
Well, maybe I gotta go to Spartan Brigade.
Gerhardt
I can't
is
see.
13 foot.
He's making
is-
it bigger because he can't see.
he rolled so well on his deception check that he is just larger than
He is
life.
filled with pride. It made him much bigger. No, that's hilarious. Okay,
So, as we
So-
continue to any of these,
as you
more,
continue,
like human dwellings,
I'm still watching him go super slow. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to make circles here. Crazy. So this clump of 3, those are clearly kobolds. Okay. Now, what's your eyesight in this game?
well, I can see. I have dark vision up to 60, so I would assume my
So-
regular vision should be. I think regular vision isn't a regular vision 120.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Plus
I don't know what.
15. Yeah, let's say 120. Okay, so all you can see right now are the cobalt tents.
Well, I don't want to stay by the cobalt tent, so I'm just gonna keep walking.
Just keep moseying, huh? And this is a pretty lively camp. You see a lot of kobolds. You see a lot of now you see cultists. So so you're starting to get into the cultist area. Okay. So you can see there are you. So those tents that you can see farther south are cultist tents. They look better built. There's not the animal bones decorating them. And they actually look like tents.
Does there look like a path leading? Well, I know we can't see over there necessarily,
that is
but
the path.
Is there a path leading the other direction though? Like, does it fork here?
Not yet, and
Okay.
not that you can see. So you're gonna keep walking down the path.
Yep.
Okay. Tristan, Gerhardt.
I'm moving.
Is our friend still with us? Kajix?
I'm just sitting here
Okay.
writing shit notes. Don't worry about me.
Oh, that's fine.
Do you need more time to get your spells? Because we can make this last longer.
I literally had I have everything I wanted. Like before
Okay.
you guys even loaded the map up. I'm good.
Okay,
Well,
awesome.
we'll try to hurry it along then.
Okay, so those groups of tents that you can see, you can tell they're all human, all cultists. Now you can continue to search around the camp and just tell me what you're doing. No one has bothered you whatsoever. You haven't really interacted with anybody, and other than that, I mean, you're free to roam around, is what it seems like. So you piss off the wrong people. Okay.
That big tent back behind, I could kind of make it out. It looked like it was within 120. Did it look like it was a cultist tent too, or this one up? When we were back here, I could.
Those are cultist tents as well.
Okay.
When you were back there.
Does the tents that we're coming up on look any different?
Yeah, so the ones to the south, is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
So who's moving north?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, okay.
There was a
Yeah,
lag.
so these ones down south, there are some tents, and they look like cultist tents, but you can kind of see the top of a pole, but you can't quite make out what that pole is.
And it looks like. So the ones to the southwest have the pole, or the ones to the southeast pole?
This clump down here have the pole.
And what about the ones to the southeast?
They just look like cultist tents. They just look like tents. So
When you say cultists, so like this guy.
human beings, yeah, they're
Right,
human
right.
beings. Yeah, they
Well,
have
what I
like
was gonna-
the.
What
Yeah,
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say is this guy was the leader of the rear guard, but he didn't. When I was fighting him as a bear, he didn't look like he was a cultist. He didn't seem like he cast any magical spells. He looked more like a soldier. So would there be any way to? Is there a way that I could maybe distinguish that these are cultist tents versus these are more the like regular soldiers' tents?
Yeah, so cultist is just the name for the human.
Okay, so
people.
that was clarification. Then I was
So-
wondering if you were making any distinction. So in any of these tents in this clump, do there look like any that have any not insignia necessarily, but any markings on them that would be representative of rear guard?
No, it does seem. Well, roll a perception check. Oh, you rolled it. You rolled one up.
But that was a while ago.
I was
Okay,
actively looking a while back, but
That's fine. I'm just going to assume that you're still okay. You can roll it again. That's fine. Go ahead and roll it again. You got to a new region. You might as well. Okay, cool. A little bit better. Same.
I'm gonna
for
be
dialect.
pissed. when now all of my good rolls are used up for the rest.
That's funny. So, there's no like regalia or banners to distinguish whose tent is whose. As you walk through, you notice the cultists and the kobolds. The kobolds are kind of staying in the kobold area. Now you're at the area where there's just humans. There's no kind of insignia say, okay, this is these people's tents. These are these people's tents. You get the impression that everyone knows where they're actually supposed to be.
Great. That's just what I wanted to hear. Are there any of these tents that... So I'm assuming like each one of these clusters probably has like a communal fire outside or something like that. Are there any that look like the fire's been out for a while? Like they left for the morning and they weren't going to be back, so it had burned down. It's not being tended, or it doesn't appear to be active. Like, do any of these tents seem relatively quiet, like nobody's around? Those... Like, are there weapon racks outside of the tents? And are there...
They're
So,
empty.
like, that are empty? Or, like, a group of tents where the torches are snuffed out, or, well, I don't know if it's daytime, so they probably wouldn't have torches lit.
But they definitely have cook fires going.
Well, in regards to the fires, it looks like there's many fires going on because they're starting to do breakfast. And you've been walking around long enough that you can kind of tell, where there's fires and where there's not. Regards to weapon racks, you don't see any weapon racks, but you also don't see any of the cultists in gear, be it weapons or armor or uniforms.
They're just wearing regalia.
They're
or
in their
uniforms.
civvies unarmed. So, from what you can currently see. That being said, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of activity to your southeast. I'm sorry, to your southwest or your southeast. So you could check both of those groups to kind of see where you belong. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out which. So I would like to go to my goal is to go to the one that looks like it has the least activity at it.
That's going to be your southwest.
All right, so I think,
and you notice that because you see the top of a pole sticking up above one of the tents.
but doesn't seem like there's people around and there's no fires.
Well, there's people around. There's less people there, and there's no fires.
I can see how this is going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think it's going to play out? Oh, less fun, right? If you tell me.
Are we within earshot of people, like,
Yes.
where we're at?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I need to find out some quick. Doesn't. I kind of glance over it, or at Gerhardt, and I.
Okay. Hang on just 1 second. I'm sorry. Put yourself to where.
We're just walking up the hill. I mean, all this is.
Yeah, except the way you're walking. That's going to.
Well, it
just
looks like
hang on a second.
all the doors of these tents are kind of pointed in here. So I assume that the road like came up this way, but maybe I assumed wrong. Oh, it doesn't let me draw. Oh
No.
yeah, I assume the road came up here.
The road, yeah. Actually, it's more to your. That's okay. You chose the way you chose.
Well, I chose the way I
it's just-
chose because I made the assumption that that was where the road went, but I was wanting to walk up the road, so.
So do you see the arrow I drew?
Okay.
Back?
Now, this guy next to you, Gerhardt, is in full regalia. He is armored and in uniform. So you see, this guy is not a regular cultist. He is what you faced in the town that called themselves the Dragon Claw.
Oh boy.
So I need you to roll me another deception check. And if you're walking, are you walking together?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're right
Okay,
next to each other.
Then you both roll deception check.
So is that the same type of people that I faced in the one-on-one conference?
The last battle, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you meant the champion battle.
Mm-hmm.
No. You saw one of these guys at the mill when Dialog did his stunt of
Oh, that
scaring people off and stuff. Yeah. Hey, the cultist looks at the Dragon Claw looks at you, and he kind of just glances away. So it doesn't seem like there's any confrontation there. But you're well aware that you just entered a whole new round of this camp. This is an area that looks to be pretty restrictive. So you will want to be careful.
I think we should continue our patrol right back down the trail that we came up, and head maybe to the southeast.
Gerhardt,
As you go to walk away, the Dragon Claw looks at you both once again. And he says, "You just got back. Are you checking in from your rear guard duties?"
Is he talking to Carlo? Or...
He's talking to
Or-
both of you. He's talking to
Oh.
both of you. You're next to each other.
Well,
Oh, I
it'd
see.
Be dialogue.
I'll let you figure that out. Hey, Gerhardt, roll me a either a knowledge check or a perception check.
Well, I don't have a knowledge, but I definitely have a perception.
Okay, you think that you should answer. You think he's talking to you, Gerhardt?
But when the chain of command,
Well, you don't know. You don't know that dialect
You
is in.
assume that he addressed it toward you.
Yep, you're assuming he addressed it toward you, and that he's talking to you. And dialect can assume whatever dialect wants to assume, because dialect knows what dialect's wearing. You don't. So,
So I assume that he's talking to me.
You assume he's talking to you.
And Galahad just kind of looks over at the Dialect and with a kind of a raised eyebrow, like, is he talking to me? Is he talking to you?
No. You are fairly certain that you are certain that he is talking to you. That's why I had you roll the perception.
Right, but he could make the choices as a quote-unquote subordinate to...
He doesn't know
this.
he's a quote-unquote subordinate. He didn't roll high enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead, Tristan. Respond to him.
I have a bad fucking feeling about this. Galahad turns on his heels and says, "Yeah, we just got back from it."
And the dragon claw looks at you.
Dialect reaches out and smacks Gerhardt and says, "Silence!" Gerhardt hears in his head, "Play along."
Galahad rubs the back of his
And
head.
for that matter, even Gerhardt is not daft enough to notice that once you struck him, the dragon claws he backed off. He's going to say something, but then it was dealt with.
Gerhardt hears in his mind. I'm wearing a higher-ranking officer's uniform, so you need to act subordinate.
Yeah,
Now,
Hard has this look on his face like,
I
"You
like
could've
your
told
ability
me."
and everything, but didn't we look at it last time and
As
think
long
that?
as he's within sight, it's like a 20-foot
But
range.
it's not exactly telepathy. Yeah.
It's pretty much exactly what it says. It says you can communicate telepathically with any creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. What we realized last time was that it was within 30 feet.
Okay.
And they have
I remembered something happened.
They
Yeah,
have
you're
to
right.
be within line of sight.
That's right.
So,
Line of
I
sight.
actually,
That's what
the
it was.
reason I know this because I just looked this up because I was curious as to whether it was one-way or two-way communication, and it appears to be
One way. Yeah. Fine.
at least from what the forums say. So
Yeah, it is one way. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so once you do that, then you're going to respond to the cultist, the dragon claw. Are you checking in?
we are checking in.
Okay. He goes, "Good. I will report this to Leusen. But for now, I need you to go to your tents to get out of your uniforms because you're not supposed to be in those now that you're in the camp. This is a day of rest. Except before you take your rest, I need you to go and help with food preparation in the cave."
I didn't see a cave anywhere.
No, you didn't.
Well, so before we go and change, he wants us to go to the cave?
No. He wants you to go and change and then go to the cave to assist with food preparation.
Let's see.
So, what are you going to do?
Trying to think of running out of time here.
Plenty of time to write up.
Well, you know that this group of tents is probably not a good idea to stay.
Yeah. I'm thinking. We should. So I being I'm I think I'm a dragon cultist infiltrator. So wouldn't I know what their salute would be? Yeah.
Okay. Oh! You're talking about saluting the dragon claw?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna turn and walk away. But I think because of the, I would know, and I don't. Okay, I basically want to give him his due as a higher ranking person than me and walk away. But I don't know what that would be. Like I myself don't. My character should though.
Right.
So let's just say I salute and I nod to Tristan and we.
Okay. Actually, your dragon infiltrator false identity is what you're talking about?
Yeah. And I'm not necessarily trying to use my false identity right now. I'm trying to use my knowledge of the cult.
It is documentation, acquaintances, and disguises allow you to assume that persona.
So
you can forge documents, papers, personal letters, but it doesn't say that you can do the.
But if I'm impersonating somebody who's in the cult, I should know what that person would do, right? So I should know whatever salute.
I'll give that a part. Okay, I'll give that to you as a part of disguise to allow you to assume the persona. That's fine. I want you to roll a perception check though first.
Both of us, or just dialogue?
No, just dialogue.
All right.
Okay.
What was that for? Okay, you remember what he just said? This is a day of relaxation. You know that it would be a bad idea to
salute on the day of relaxation. I was thinking about that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So I simply, I kind of do like a bow and we turn and walk away.
Yeah, you would know that because you've been familiar with these enough. On those days, it's best just to walk. You were given a task, you just walk. Okay, you're going back to the
crossroads.
Okay. Very good.
Again, I'm making some assumptions about the crossroads. It looks like there's paths that go like possibly like this, and
so there's one here. I'll just point with the arrow. There's a path that goes down next there, and there's a path that goes down to this other tent.
And when we were back up here, it didn't look like there was any of these tents that were low activity.
Yeah, all those look like there's a good amount of activity. Campfires going. You just see people going in and out of all 6 of those tents.
At one point, I was close enough to see this tent. Did I see what was going on up here? And does it look like there's any smoke, any large amount of smoke rising down here?
I don't. Are you pointing with something?
I'm circling and drawing on the map.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
It might just be because it's within my circle. Let me move. Oh, there you go. I see that now.
Well, Tristan made a circle, but I guess
I see Tristan's circle.
I thought you could see my drawings, but yeah.
Is yours red, perchance?
No, mine was just black because I was using the pen. But I can make marks. So
that's fine. Yeah. So you haven't looked at those tents yet. The tents that are. Yeah. Okay. So the
one to the north.
These 6 to the north. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I could see that one in particular, but.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it seemed like there was a pretty good amount of activity there. People were starting to come out of the tents and start fires and things. This one down here where it says 35, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity. There is some around some of the tents, but there are still other tents that just doesn't seem to have any activity.
All right, let's stroll down to the southeast. Oops. What I wanted to do, I wanted to grab my character.
Right, you notice there are some activity, and then there's no activity in other. So just tell me what you're going to do in this area.
Well, there was 7 people or so in that rear guard group. So, is there a tent around here or a group of tents around here that looks like it has little activity around it that could hold 7, or that would be able to house our group?
Yeah, these 3 that are in that circle, that show the majority in the circle, those look like it would be large enough to hold the group of the rear guard. So, but what are you going to do? Are you going to go in those tents? How are you going to check?
Ah, fuck.
I'm gonna walk up to the door of the. I'm gonna walk up to the door of this tent here and look in.
Okay. So you lift up the flap and you poke your head in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear a couple of shrieks as people, see a head pop through in a uniform, and then one goes, "What the hell, man? It's our day off."
I say, we just got back from patrol. I heard that there's food prep going on at the cave. Do you know anything about that?
He looks at you kind of suspiciously, and I need you to roll a disadvantage check. Perception check. Or, I'm sorry, deception check. Just you, Dialogue.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
He goes, whoever told you to go feed, you go where they told you, and you'll be handed the food. Now, if you would excuse me, I am going to go back to sleep.
So he woke up and shrieked because I opened the tent flap.
Oh no, you notice that he's not the only one. I mean, there's about 30 guys in there.
Okay, great.
You are in a huge camp.
I close the tent flap and step away from the tent.
Okay.
Gerhardt looks at Dialogue
I look
with
at
a
Gerhardt
puzzled look.
I look at Gerhardt and I take off my cloak and kind of roll it up and I kind of tuck it in my arm.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you guys to do that. Like, start taking off the uniform.
Gerhardt does the
screw
same.
the whole. Okay. So
And
you're walking around now.
I whisper to Gerhardt,
And
that's not our tent.
what are you walking around in?
I just have clothes. I mean,
No, you were in the uniform. Like, it's not just a cloak.
well, right, but I just took
Yeah.
for now, I took off the outer cloak because we got back, so we're not supposed to be wearing them, but we're supposed to get rid of them. But, I'm
Okay,
just
so you're not completely out of uniform.
no,
You're
I just took
dressed
off
down.
the main, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And
That's fine.
I unbutton the of the lower part of the under part of the uniform. I kind of unbutton it a little bit. It looks like I'm ready to take it off and relaxing. So and I roll the cloak up and stick it under my arm and
That's fine.
I whisper to Gerhardt, "That's not our tent."
Okay, so where are you going?
I don't know.
You're gonna check the other tents? You're just gonna,
What do I rinse and repeat here and just stick my head into every single one? I
Well,
guess I could.
why not?
Do we hear like noise coming from each of the tents, like snoring and whatnot?
Do a perception check, Gerhardt. Nice. Okay, the one directly to your east, you do hear a pretty decent amount of commotion. If Dialogue, told you anything about the previous tent, you know that these tents hold quite a number of individuals.
I'm gonna walk in a little
You
further.
might want to check the larger tents, or you might want to check one of the smaller.
And I'm gonna listen at this tent.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hear quite a bit of commotion and noise. In this one, you hear more festive.
I hate that roll.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, KJX.
Yeah, just exploring stuff. So it seems it's going to take them a minute.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so you're gonna check this other one.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just gonna rinse and repeat?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you which one it is, so we can move on.
It's
Okay.
like the nut is hidden
Okay.
under this cup.
That's right. That's right.
It, of course, is the last freaking tent.
It's that tent. You get there, you open the flap, and you notice there's not a soul in there, and you do see some of the gear from about 8 individuals. So you know that this is probably your tent, and I'm not going to even give you a perception check. You're 100%
We're
certain
damn
this is
sure
your
it's our tent.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Now, your perception checks have been all really good, so you notice that everyone else is in their commoner's garb, and they're not carrying any weapons or backpacks or equipment whatsoever. So, are you going to join them and get in your common clothes and not carry any of your weapons?
Well,
Or are you
we're
going to
still
still
gonna.
carry some of your weapons?
Do I have
That's
a...
No
up
one
to
else
Gerhard because I can go without weapons quite easily.
So, yeah, that's what you have to pay attention to.
Gerhardt looks around to see if he can find a dagger to stick in his boot.
I hand him one.
Yeah, thank you. And basically starts stripping off all of his combat gear.
As you're putting that in there, Gerhard, I want you to roll me a stealth check. Actually, I'll give you it. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to tuck that awesome roll in my pocket for later. Okay, so you're putting on your common clothes. You're leaving all your gear there, save for a dagger in your boot. Is that correct? Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move you. Kind of give you the fast version.
I noticed the cave over there.
There's a cave over here. This is where you're supposed to go. And you notice that as you get closer and closer to this, that there's special people in this tent. And they look like they outrank everybody. So your perception's high enough, you probably want to stay away from that tent if you're blending in. Okay, so as you go over here to the cave, you notice that you go to the doors and a couple of the workers see you and they ask why you're there. You say, we're here to
help
prep the food. And so they lead you inside the cave, and it's not a very large cave, but it's a good size. But there's this little alcove in the side of it that they keep food. And they're just taking raw slabs of meat and game that the hunters are bringing in, and they tell you take those to the back cavern where they have hatchlings. And there are guards everywhere in here to make sure the hatchlings stay protected. So you go and you put the food in the nursery, and you spend a couple hours doing this, and you're done. You're bloody. You smell disgusting. and you're dismissed from the cave.
Was it Gerhard? Did you have the? Um, we had a potion that I think maybe I'm remembering this from a different campaign, but it was a quote unquote potion of healing, but it actually wasn't, or probably wasn't. Was that you, or was that? I think that was your brother, Corey.
Oh yeah, there's a black potion.
Yeah, shoot.
You didn't know what it was.
No, but I would have liked to pour it all over this food we're feeding to these.
Okay. You want to pour the black potion
We
all
don't
over
have
the
it.
food?
Your brother has it. So.
Well, the party had it.
Had.
Yeah, had it. I can give it to the party. It's fine. If you're going to start doing that,
while
though,
we're quote unquote,
I'm going to have
food,
you roll a disadvantage and a sleight of hand because there are guards everywhere.
I'm not necessarily doing it yet.
Okay.
I was thinking about it.
Oh, I see.
But I was trying to figure out who had the potion because I know I don't have it. So.
It was Callan. And you guys parted ways at the keep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so never mind.
But it was okay. That's fine. All right. So you're done with the cave. What are you gonna do?
Go clean up.
Oh, it is now well into the afternoon, and they tell you as you're leaving, that you can go to the central set of tents for the cultists and get food. They're not going to make you. And so as you finish the detail, you can go there and get food, and then if you want to take your rest, you can go back to your tent and take your rest.
Yeah.
I want to clean up because I'm all covered in viscera.
In your tents, there are wash basins filled with water, and they tell you that there's a natural spring just inside the cave, or not just inside the cave, just outside the cave, that you can get water from. So there's a way to clean up.
I want to search the tent.
Your tent?
Yeah, for since my character is, or my character's wearing the robes of the officer, is there an officer's table here that has papers, orders, anything?
Your character was wearing the robes of the officer of the rear guard.
Right, and so this tent, if it's
but
the
that
rear
is,
guard,
that doesn't necessarily mean that he's an officer of the camp. So the rear guard is
he's just stationed here. He's not okay.
That's right.
But
yeah, he's stationed.
Can I find his personal effects?
Yeah. So if you're gonna spend some time searching the tent that you're at, you're gonna find several sets of common clothes.
I'll even
total
roll a
of
perception.
28 silver pieces.
So that was a stealth. That was the wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing really.
I clicked on perception.
There's nothing really
Gerhard
hidden.
rolled stealth. I have post connection lost.
Yeah, I see that. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I need pressure or something.
No,
there it goes.
I haven't.
There
gotten that, so.
I wonder if it was reading me as not having done anything. I'm going to give you everything that's there because it's not. I mean,
it's not hidden.
It's not hidden. Yeah, that's their tent. So you find several sets of common clothes, a total of 28 silver pieces. You don't find the weapons because they had all the weapons they had on them. So whatever you took, the 6 spears, is what you got.
You said 28 silver pieces?
Yeah, 28 silver pieces.
I give 14 to Tristan, or 14 to Gerhard.
So, and there's really not much else there. So there's no other uniforms. You've got the only one.
There's no correspondence or anything?
No.
Okay.
You don't get you get the impression that had one task, but wasn't respected well enough within the leadership of. And as you killed them,
You sound like you're really far away and you're cutting in and out.
sorry, I moved my microphone without really. No correspondence, and you get, from what you gather, is the rear guard isn't really viewed as much of anything by the real leadership of the camp.
All right.
So
That's
you're
probably for the
high
best.
enough for people to leave you alone in your uniform, but you're low enough for the officer not to really care about you on. Like a dragon claw just told you what to do. And they're not even very highly ranked. So, and you know that from your infiltration skill.
So we cleaned up, found what we found. I think we should. Gerhard, what do you think about eating their food?
Gerhard, just as long as it's not poisoned. Isn't it? Doesn't smell like fucking cow dung. I think it'll be edible.
I mean, okay, so when you go to get food, you notice that everyone is taking food off of the spit and the table and eating it. So I mean, if you're going to get poisoned eating the food, everyone's going to be poisoned eating. I'm sorry.
Is Soylent Green people?
No.
I guess I would know whether the dragon cultists were.
There are eyeballs there. No, I'm just kidding. That's a good question. I didn't actually mention that. So the food is local game that the hunters are bringing in. So it's not.
Right.
It's.
I'll eat that. I was just worried that maybe we were eating
local game. It's the humans.
Local games being humans. Yeah.
Even the kobolds need to have the local game to continue decorating their tents with animal skulls. Yeah. It's normal food. So enough to satiate you for your need for that day. Okay, so you guys are going to take your long rest?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then the next time we will continue with you exploring the camp, but you have to do 8 hours. And so when you're finally done eating, it's not quite nightfall, but it's close of the afternoon, evening. So you're going to be starting in
when we walk
the
back
middle
to the camp,
of the night.
So when we walk back to the camp, I want to do a perception check. Well, first of all, I would know this just by in proximity. Were any of the people here in the cultist camp like really high ranking?
The areas that you checked out, minus the Dragonclaw area, you didn't see any of the.
So no dragon claws came to the meal with the cultists.
No.
Okay.
No dragon.
And so when we walk back to our tent, I'm gonna glance up the hill toward that one fancy tent that you said probably had officers or a higher ranking people at. And I'm gonna do a perception check to see what I see.
You see 4 guards standing outside of the tent. Two, essentially, the 4 corners marking northeast, south, and west. There are guards.
Are they dragon claws?
No, they're regular guards.
Oh, okay.
But roving in between those guards are 4 guard drakes. Okay. So the regular guards are stationary. The drakes move in between those 4.
Drakes like young
guard
dragons?
Drakes. Yeah, essentially young dragons. They're wingless dragons.
While we were eating,
there you go. You can see what it looks like.
While we were eating, possible for us to gather any
Sure. If you want to gather information, I need you to tell me what you're looking for, what you're
Just
asking.
in general, like what's been going on, what's the local gossip, if there's anybody with looser lips than he should have talking about what the plans are, what they think the plans are. If we're eating, we're drinking, we're having a merry time because it's day of rest, and so any general bits of information that would be of interest to understanding how things work at the camp and what our purpose is here. Since we don't know these things, we're just acting like we
Yeah,
do.
sure. With how you described it, I need you to roll a charisma check, a standard charisma check.
Both of us or just one?
If you're with him, both of you.
Ah, shit. Well, it's still a 14, but that definitely could have been better.
Okay. They start to look at you suspiciously and said, "Why are you asking so many questions about?"
Well, I'm not asking questions. I'm listening. Like I said, I'm listening for people.
I thought
who are
you
loose...
said you were asking them about the plans and stuff. No, you're just listening
for people who are loose-lipped.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening
Okay.
and that would actually be
well, yeah,
investigate.
you're rolling this one for different. I misunderstood. It's not going to be investigate. It's going to be perception, because you're not actively poking and prodding. You're just listening. Okay.
When I say gathering information, I don't mean that I'm actively saying or speaking anything.
Okay,
I'm just sitting there eating and paying attention to what's happening.
Sure,
my ears
sure.
in.
Being keen, I got you. Gerhard doesn't really notice much of anything. However, you do get an idea that there are 3 leaders in the cultist group. There's a guy named Laosin. There's Landridosa Signrath, the thing that Gerhardt fought. And there's a 3rd leader that they don't know the name of. But those are the 3 leaders of the camp. They give you the idea that a couple of them are actually in the tent guarded by the drakes. And at least one of them is down where the prisoners are, and that's where the dragon claws are.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of all talk in hushed tones and say, "Don't go." They'll only put you to work.
Don't go near the dragon claws. That's what they say.
They'll only put you to work. Yeah. Well, this is their day off. They don't want to be told to go to work, So that's what you gather. So you know that. Wherever there's dragon claws.
When we were over by the dragon claw area, did we see any
prisoners?
Yeah.
No. You saw no prisoners. That doesn't mean they weren't there. It's just you weren't either far enough in or
there were no
looking in the right places. Yeah, that's right. They make sense.
Wait, so what time do you think it is when you said it's early evening, late afternoon?
So, well, when you have dinner, it's
so
evening.
Is it like
by the time you get back to the tent after you cleaned up and everything, and you take your 8-hour rest, it's gonna be
like
right before midnight.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably like 10 p.m.
All right.
But really, it's not quite midnight.
While we're headed back to the tent, I mentioned to Gerhardt that I overheard that the champion that he fought at the keep could possibly be in the camp, and that he would be recognized by that guy or chick. I think it was a female. She was wasn't she a half dragon?
Yeah, half dragon. A dragon, whatever that race is, the dragonborn or something.
And I also share the other basic information that you gave to me. So
that's fine. Awesome. So next time you guys can go figure out where the prisons are, try to save Sirius and find out where whatever the guy is, the guy you're looking for. I might have gotten his name wrong. Listen.
For all we know,
Yeah,
he probably could have
Leosin
been.
is not the leader. There's 3 leaders of the camp.
Can you refresh my memory? So
Okay,
the main
there's-
quests that we're actually on right now from the leader of the keep, right? Back when we were in town, what did
Yep.
he have us doing?
Trying to find
To find out where the bandit camp is and why they attacked.
All right, so we definitely know where it is.
Your perception is high enough. You're pretty sure the reason why they attacked was to start amassing wealth, to capture prisoners, and to feed the hatchlings.
What were we feeding the hatchlings?
The wild game, just raw.
Okay,
chunks of
it was just wild game. Okay,
right.
I just have when we talk about
It
cultists,
wasn't
I
like
get this
children's body
suspicion
parts.
that
No,
that it's like arms, legs, and eyeballs or something.
Yeah,
so.
no. Yeah, no. Cultists in D&D doesn't necessarily mean like devil worshippers. You know.
So when
It's
they
more
attacked
of
the
the-
city, they weren't looking for people to feed to the drakes. They were looking for animals and other such food items and things like that. So when you said they were looking for
Well,
food, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Yeah, no, not people for food. They were looking for prisoners, but you didn't see any body parts of like humanoids or other sentient races. If you,
Semi-sentient races like kobolds.
I don't think dragons were cannibals, but who knows? Maybe.
I think dragons will eat just about anything. So
Mhm.
They're the cockroach of the reptile world. So.
So we've at least in part filled part of our mission. So
Yes, you have.
so really, it's more about proximity. Is
You
why
need
they
to
attacked the keep.
Yeah, you could find out more of why they keep, but the mission that you're on there for is to find and rescue Leosin, because he knows everything about the guards or about the cultists in the camp. That was what the guy told you. He didn't, not just
As
a little bit, not
As a
just
cultist,
some insider information. He knows everything about that camp.
as a cultist infiltrator, do I know any like more in general about what this cult's main objectives might be?
No. You know enough to pass off getting inside.
So I know there's a cult, and I know that the people are acting strange. That's about what I. Okay.
Yep. That's right. So you did such a great job. I'm going to give you 300 experience points apiece. So you should all be at 3,000 now.
Still boner halfway there.
Yep. All right. Thanks for playing. Sorry we didn't get to you tonight, Sirius. I'm glad you got the character made.
I'm assuming he's one of the prisoners.
Yeah, he's one of the prisoners. Yeah. He's the leader of the camp. Just no, that's not gonna
What
happen.
That's a little odd. Why would the leader of the
right.
camp join our merry band of
right.
miscreants?
Misfits.
He
You
was
could play that off.
disheartened by the dread.
I mean, you could play that off.
They told him in order to advance, he had to sleep with the Dragon Queen.
It didn't go well for him.
Man, that explains why I know. Man, that explains a lot about me now. There.
Oh. Yeah, I'm really tired. So, I sold my soul for knowledge. Beauty. What is beautiful points us beyond itself toward what is true. I'm willing to listen to every side of an argument before I make my judgment. The Devon grant me power. Is it supposed to be divine? I don't know what the Devon is. So.
Yeah. My typo. My typo. Shut the hell up.
Most people
Apparently-
scream and run when
apparently
they see a
this-
demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. I like
Apparently,
this.
apparently Devin
Yeah.
is a powerful being.
That's
Maybe
right.
Devin
Devin.
is the old one.
The Devon. the Devon gives me insight. Oh, hail the Devon.
Oh boy.
Long.
That's right. Oh man. Very good. I'm available again next Tuesday if you guys are. If not, we can move it to the following.
Let me look at my calendar. I think that works for me.
We generally do Tuesdays 8 to whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Tuesday will be fine.
This one took a little longer because
Setting up.
we had to re-import Brenhan and setting up new characters. Not
well,
that bad.
yeah,
It's-
and we were leveling up characters too,
and
which
leveling up, yeah,
And
which is nice.
maybe we'll also have to do the same for Luna's character.
Yeah, that's right.
I will be free next weekend or next Tuesday, but probably the 3rd because that's 4th of July week. I don't know if I'll be available then, and also the 10th because my family's going to be here, but I'm not sure when. So
That's fine. So next week, good to go. But after that,
Spotty.
we'll have to take off 2 weeks.
possibly it just
Possibly.
depends.
Okay. So 26 next Tuesday is the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to be available the week of the either. So I mean, that week's going to definitely be off the table.
I know my family's coming